Hey guys, hope everyone out there's having a great day. We've reached kind of a new milestone here at my channel. I've noticed today I have reached 2,000 subscribers. So I'm really happy about that, and I want to thank everyone who's watched this channel, especially considering that it's basically most of the time it's just me sitting around in my kitchen talking about the Philippines. So I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed, who watches the videos, who comments, and all that good stuff. And what I thought I would do for today's video is quickly do kind of a pay it forward video. And I'm going to be suggesting some other channels of people who have fewer than 2,000 subscribers, but I think they are worthwhile channels even though they're not quite as established as some of the guys who have been doing it for a long time. Now you may be asking, Kevin, why would you recommend another channel? Aren't they your competitors? But I just don't see it that way. I don't think that someone else has to lose in order for me to win. And I would suggest you look at more than one channel. There are different viewpoints. These people live in different parts of the Philippines than I have, or even that I would live in. And it's just a different perspectives is a good way to look at it. Now, before I get into the list of channels, let me tell you that these are not my channels, of course. So I'm not saying I would agree with everything that these guys say or that their worldview is the same as mine. The language they use sometimes may not even be the same as what I would use. So I think you see where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of letting you know that that's my disclaimer. Okay, so let me go ahead and jump into the different channels you may want to check out. I'm going to talk about 5 quickly. The first one is Chris in Cebu. I watch his channel a good bit. And he was one of the first guys I started watching when I started thinking about creating my own YouTube channel, or developing it, I guess you could say. And I like this family. I really like the fact that Chris and his family, they're kind of underdogs. They've really had some hard knocks in the U.S., which he talks about on his channel. And they kind of moved here to the they kind of moved to the Philippines to ride out the recession that's happening here in the United States, and to ride out some things that were happening to them, losing jobs and that kind of thing. Now, one thing you will notice with Chris's videos is you will learn what it's like to live on what some would call a micro budget in the Philippines. It's not glamorous. Chris would be the first one to tell you that. But if you want to know what it's like to live very, very cheaply in the Philippines, you can watch some of their videos. Okay. Another channel that I watch is Bobby D. That's Life in the Philippines from a Black person's perspective. And I think I ran across his channel back when I did a video a while back called What About Black People? Because I had some people asking me about that issue in race in the Philippines and whether or not black people are accepted. And I think that's how I first ran across Bobby D's channel. And he does talk about race in some of his videos. But a lot of what he shares would apply to any expat. He talks about visa issues and that kind of thing. So I like his style. He's laid back, he's positive, yet at the same time realistic about the Philippines. A few more here. Scott Ingram is a British guy. And I've been watching his channel for, I don't know, a couple of months now or so. And I do like some of his information that he gives. Scott is, shall we say, raw and unpolished in the way that he speaks, but that's just his style. And he moves back and forth from Britain to the Philippines, if I understand it correctly. And another thing you'll notice in his videos, he talks a little bit about some of the business things he has done in the Philippines, like an internet shop and that kind of thing. All right, quickly, 2 more channels that I'll mention. One is Landhawk59. I believe his name is Bill. And Bill is a little bit older than I am, but he's not quite old enough to collect retirement. And he and his family have moved to Talisay City. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I forgot to ask my wife about that. But they run a little restaurant to kind of support their income. He has mentioned that he gets a pension. But if you watch his channel, you'll get a little bit of an idea for what it's like to live there and to run the business and that kind of thing. So overall, I've enjoyed watching some of his videos. Last but definitely not least, there is TokTok Cali. Now his channel is interesting because he is a Filipino American. If memory serves me correctly, he was born in the Philippines but then moved to the United States, to California when he was very young. And he and his family have moved back to Angeles City. And most of their videos are just kind of like, I guess you could say, a day in the life of. He'll just grab his camera, and when his family's going to the mall or going out to eat or when he's taking his kids to school, that's what he does in the video. So it's interesting, and for me, I like watching his video because I lived in Angeles City for a while, and it's good to see some familiar scenes there. So anyway, those are just a few channels that you may want to check out. I just thought I would pay it forward since since my channel now has 2,000 subscribers. So feel free to check out some of these other guys and see what they're saying about the Philippines.